Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to let go of the past for good. So welcome back to another episode of Rapid Subconscious Reprogramming. Today is Monday Mindset, and we're here now sharing insight and tools to be able to help as many people as possible out there that are struggling in any specific area of their life. So today is going to be about letting go of the past. So I want to explain a little bit more of what's going on in the head and why we find it difficult to let go of the past. Because what I hear over and over again, people with very nice, hearts try to help others is like, don't dwell in the past, let go of the past. And in a way, telling you how to let go of the past when actually they have no idea what's going on in the mind and why you're not being able to let go of the past. So let me explain a bit more of what's going on. So remember, the two main human drivers are seeking for love or numbing the pain of the lack of love, right? So the two main human drivers that make people behave in the way they behave or act in the way they act has to do with one of those two. So if you're struggling with something from your past, if we go back to human behaviors, right, your behavior of not letting go of the past, it has to do with something about what I just explained, in most cases, seeking for love. And how does that mean? For the mind, there's no time. So everything is running here and now. So when you're finding it difficult to let go of the past, it's because the mind is holding on to that and it's making some scenarios in the mind of what could have happened if you did or did not do X, Y, or Z. Imagine like, a man asking for a date or somebody asking for a raise or a woman, I don't know, telling something nice to a friend. Whatever it is that maybe you didn't do or you did, maybe you said something silly, you did something, wrong in a meeting, right? Your mind is going to go and attach to that, and it's going to start thinking scenarios on how to change that. Why? Because at the end, that part of you that at that moment didn't feel loved and accepted is trying to find a way to feel loved and accepted at that certain moment. That's why we find it hard to let go of the past, because at that moment that we didn't feel loved and accepted, the mind is holding on because it has no time to try to rewrite that past to feel loved and accepted. Does that make sense? Type a yes in the chat if that is making sense. So why so many times the mind is holding on to the past, because it's trying to feel loved and accepted. Okay, Romana, so that we'll deal with that in a little bit, okay? So if a part of me didn't back then, Tommy, in the middle of a meeting, he said something silly and people laughed at him and he didn't feel loved and accepted, I might not let go of that event in my mind today. That maybe was 10 years ago, right? I didn't let it go because my mind is trying to think different things that I could have done to avoid feeling judged, criticized, or laughed at, or maybe laughed at. So my mind is looking to try to feel loved and accepted, or not to feel rejected, the pain also, right, at that moment. So the mind is still, as it living right now here, right, ruminating. Exactly, that's what's happening, Suzanne. The person is ruminating the past because the mind is trying to see if it can do something different to avoid that moment of pain. That's what the mind is doing. It's holding on to that event because it wanted to feel loved and accepted, or it didn't want to feel rejected, laughed at, or bullied, or whatever. That's why it's holding on to that event. Thinking of different scenarios it could have done differently not to get to that situation it already went through. And as the mind has no time and it doesn't see the time as, when it's thinking from the past, it doesn't see that as the past, it sees it as something now. It's still reliving that moment, thinking how it could act differently. So we are attached to the past because we're trying to make it different. The problem is that you're not making it different. You're just going through your head what you could have done, seeing as that scene as, that's what it is, and I cannot change anything. So the mind keeps reliving that, thinking of different scenarios, but not allowing it to change those scenarios. So again, it keeps feeling a lack of love, a lack of an acceptance because of what happened. So to be able to stop ruminating the past, what the mind really needs is closure, quote unquote, from that event, feeling loved and accepted. So you see, if the mind is looking for love and acceptance in the past, if I bring love and acceptance now, and I bring information to allow the mind to process that event, and imagine I did something stupid at school and everybody laughed at me. So, hey, imagining that I'm talking to that part of me. Hey, little Tommy, it makes total sense that you feel stupid because of what you did. And a lot of people were making a fool of, they were laughing at you and making you feel like a fool because of what you did. It makes total sense. You have valid reasons to feel this way. Hey, buddy, did you do it on purpose? That part of me, of course, is going to say, no, of course not. It was an accident, right? When I was a kid, I was cleaning a table and by accident, I hit to the glass of paint that, the glass story to brush, to clean your brushes, that it was all dirty with water and paint, right? And I knocked it out and I threw all the water on top of a girl that I liked. And in that case, no, people laughed, right? But she was not laughing, and she was very pissed at me because it got all over wet, and not only wet, but dirty with all the paint on her t-shirt, and her t-shirt was light blue. So imagine this. I felt like crap. She was very angry. It was the girl that I liked. So imagine there was no chances that she's going to even look at me in my head, right? That she was going to look at me in a nice way after what I did, that I made her feel like a fool in front of everyone, right? So I went back, talked to that little Tommy. It makes sense. Did you do it on purpose? No, I didn't. It was an accident. We all we all can have accidents. It's okay. So I brought love and acceptance to that part of me. So when that part of me felt some love and acceptance, it was able to let go of that event. I also brought information in, right, to help that part of me process what actually happened and change the negative stories, to then be able to let go of that event and it's not bothering me anymore in my head. How many out there, type of 1 in the chat, if you still look back into events in your past that you would like to change and they still bother you and you're ruminating and you're struggling with those events from your past? Those events of your past needed love and acceptance at that time. And many times by ruminating or beating yourself up because of what you did, you're adding more pain. You're adding more rejection. You're adding more criticism. What let goes of the past is love and acceptance and understanding. So first step, love and acceptance. Then understanding, and then bringing information and love and acceptance to that part of you from the past, so that part of you can process the situation a different way, feel loved and accepted, and finally let go of the past. That's exactly the work that I've been doing for the last 15 years for myself, and that's exactly what I help people with, being able to let go of their past. But it's a process. Yes, I feel like I'm stacking things. Exactly. We all have stacked things, Suzanne, from our past that we are not processing, unfortunately, because we're allowing our mind that, in a way, that part of us is working in a limited way, is just reviewing that event and not dealing with it. As the mind thinks, oh, that's in the past, so I cannot do anything about that because that's what you were taught. But actually, I've learned, and this is, again, scientifically proven, that you can go, quote unquote, into the past, that it doesn't exist as the past. You can go into past memories and relive them in a different way. It doesn't mean that what happened didn't happen. We're not going to deny what happened. I knocked that water bucket, whatever, and I threw it on top of a girl by accident. Yes, it happened. I cannot change what happened, but I can change the story and how I process that event so the mind can bring closure to that and let it go. Most of you out there that have gone through this process, haven't you felt a little bit lighter, a little bit relieved when we process those events the way that I'm sharing right now? Type a 2 in the chat or a yes in the chat. A yes in the chat. Yes, thank you, Michael. 1 or 2 or a yes if you want. if this is something that you've done in the past and it really helped. So it is possible to do, because as the mind has no time, we can go back to past memories and relive them in a different way. That's when we're actually able to let go of the past for good. I hear so many people, and I've heard this in the past, Tommy, you have to let go. This is not healthy for you. This is, you're falling into depression because of this. Tommy, you're struggling because of this. You have to let go. Who hasn't heard that in the past? Type a yes in the chat if this is something you've heard in the past. People telling you, you have to let go. You have to stop this. The only way is, letting go. And type a yes or a no if that really helped you. Yes or no if that actually helped you let go of the past. Yes or no. Trying to let go of the past. Did it really let go of the past? Yes or no? No. Normally, no. Unfortunately, by trying to let go of the past, we don't let go of the past. We might numb it, we might repress it, we might ignore it, but that doesn't mean that you're actually dealing with your past. So if you're actually wanting to let go of your past once and for all, you need to understand this, what I'm sharing with you people, that the mind has no time, and you can interact with your past, support it, love and accept it, understand it, to then be able to bring the higher truth, the information, to allow that part of you to let go by wanting to let go, not because it has to let go. Because pushing yourself to let go is not working. And you've seen it over and over again. These things keep ruminating, keep coming back, keep bothering you, keep causing pain, keep hurting. It's carrying a backpack full of stones along your life. That is how our past is still weighing us down. And unfortunately, a lot of people are there teaching you the wrong thing. The past is gone. The past, the past doesn't affect you anymore, or whatever crap they're telling you about the past. The past is gone. That there's nothing you can do about your past. They're saying that because they have no idea how the mind works. They have no idea. So they're good souls, they're good people, try to help you, don't get me wrong. But it's like me telling the mechanic how to fix my car when I have no idea about how the car works. And I'm just repeating what my dad told me. Most people that are telling you to let go is because they were taught that you need to remind yourself to let go. And that doesn't work, and you've experienced that. Hey, Amoria, thank you for showing back on social media. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying this when trying to help my mom in the past. Yeah, exactly. So we need to work on these unprocessed events from the past, because they're still running today and they're affecting you today. By trying to push yourself, numb it, ignore it, whatever else that is not processing what happened is not going to solve the problem. It's just going to bury it deeper in the subconscious mind, and it's going to keep getting in the way of your decisions, behaviors, and your life. So if you want to break free from your past for good, you need to deal it the right way. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're watching on social media, #live. If you're watching #replay, I only ask you people watching on social media to share this, to engage in this, comment, so that more people get to see it. The more you engage, the more people get to see it. If you can share on your profile, more people are going to benefit from these things. So let's stop trying to let go of the past. Instead, let's start processing it so that you can eventually let it go as a byproduct of the healing, and not so much of the forcing of letting go. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye, everyone. Take care and have a great week. See ya.